Top 15 Best Small Towns in Texas. From a town where miniature horses roam freely to the birthplace of Tex-Mex cuisine, and a place where you can see the world's largest rattlesnake roundup. Texas small towns are filled with larger-than-life stories and hidden treasures. I'm counting down the 15 most fascinating small towns in the Lone Star State that you absolutely need to visit. Number 15. Marfa. Tucked away in the high desert of far west Texas, with just 1,800 residents, Marfa has transformed from a ranching town into an unlikely international art destination. What makes this remote town truly mysterious are the Marfa lights, unexplained glowing orbs that appear in the desert outside town. These ghost lights have baffled scientists and visitors for generations, with theories ranging from UFOs to atmospheric reflections. When you're not chasing paranormal, explore the Chinati Foundation, where massive concrete art installations create mind-bending optical illusions against the stark desert landscape. Number 14. Gruene, pronounced green, and located along the Guadalupe River near New Braunfels. This former ghost town of about 20 permanent residents has been completely preserved. The most fascinating thing about Gruene: it's home to Texas' oldest continually operating dance hall. Gruene Hall, built in 1878, remains virtually unchanged with its original layout and design. No air conditioning, just ceiling fans and screened windows. This legendary venue has hosted everyone from George Strait to Willie Nelson, and you can still catch live music here any day of the week. Don't miss floating the Guadalupe River or browsing the historic general store that still sells penny candy from glass jars. Number 13. Luckenbach. With an official population of exactly 3 people, Luckenbach might be the smallest town in Texas. Located in the hill country west of Austin, this tiny speck consists of just a dance hall, general store, and post office on a 9-acre plot. What's truly remarkable is how this virtually abandoned town became immortalized by the 1977 hit song Luckenbach, Texas, by Waylon Jennings, transforming it into a country music pilgrimage site. The town's motto, "Everybody's Somebody in Luckenbach," captures its unpretentious charm. Visit on any given night, and you might find yourself joining a jam session with world-class musicians who stopped by for a beer. Number 12. Port Isabel. Sitting at the southern tip of Texas with around 5,000 residents, Port Isabel boasts the only Texas lighthouse open to the public. The most extraordinary fact about this coastal town? It was once the lair of the pirate Jean Lafitte, who used the area as a base for smuggling operations in the early 1800s. Local legend says Lafitte buried treasure along the coast that remains undiscovered. While treasure hunting, check out the Port Isabel Historical Museum, where you can see cannonballs and artifacts from the Mexican-American War that were discovered right in town. For the best views in South Texas, climb the 72 steps to the top of the historic lighthouse, which has guided ships since 1852. Number 11. Terlingua. On the edge of Big Bend National Park in the Chihuahuan Desert, Terlingua is a ghost town with about 110 resilient residents. What makes this former mining community truly fascinating is its ghost town status. Half the town consists of preserved ruins, where buildings have been partially reclaimed by the desert. The most unique experience: the Terlingua Cemetery, where generations of miners are buried in above-ground stone crypts adorned with personal items, creating a hauntingly beautiful sight illuminated by candles on Day of the Dead. Stop by the famous Starlight Theater, once an abandoned cinema and now a restaurant where locals and tourists gather for cold beers and chili, as Terlingua hosts one of the world's most famous chili cook-offs. Number 10. Shiner. Located in the rolling prairie of South Central Texas, with about 2,100 residents, Shiner is synonymous with its famous beer. The most remarkable aspect of this Czech and German settlement? The Spoelsel Brewery, producers of Shinerbach, has operated continuously since 1909, surviving Prohibition by making ice and near beer. What's truly impressive is how this tiny operation grew from a small-town brewery into a national brand while remaining in its original location. Take the brewery tour to see the massive copper brewing kettles that have been in continuous use for over a century. Then visit St. Cyril and Methodius Church, whose stunning painted interior rivals European cathedrals. Number 9. West. Just north of Waco, with about 2,800 residents, West is known as the Czech heritage capital of Texas. The most delicious fact about this town: it's the cake capital of Texas, where these Czech pastries have become a road trip staple for travelers on Interstate 35. Family bakeries use recipes brought directly from the old country, with some dating back over 100 years. The most unique spot in town is the Nemesic Brothers Meat Market, where smoking techniques brought from Czechoslovakia in the 1800s are still used today to create distinctive sausages. Visit during Westfest to experience Czech music, traditional dancing, and enough cake to put you in a pastry coma. Number 8. Fredericksburg. Nestled in the hill country with about 11,000 residents, Fredericksburg has preserved its German heritage better than perhaps any small town in America. The most fascinating aspect? It's home to the Pioneer Museum Complex, which includes the Vereinskerche, an octagonal structure that served as the town's first public building, functioning as church, school, and fort. Fredericksburg's unique German dialect, Texas German, is still spoken by some older residents, but is projected to disappear within a generation. Don't miss Enchanted Rock, a massive pink granite dome rising 425 feet above the surrounding landscape, which local Native American tribes believed had spiritual powers. We're halfway through our countdown of Texas's most fascinating small towns. If you're enjoying these hidden gems, make sure to hit that like button. Now let's continue with our top 7. Number 7. Wimberley. Tucked into the Cypress Creek Valley in the hill country, with about 3,000 residents, Wimberley is built around one of Texas's most beautiful swimming spots. Blue Hole, a natural spring-fed pool surrounded by ancient cypress trees, is consistently ranked among America's best swimming holes. What makes Wimberley truly unique is its thriving community of glass artists, drawn here by the perfect combination of natural beauty and the quality of light reflected off the creek. The most unusual attraction, Wimberley Bootfield, an art installation featuring over 40 pairs of giant, decorated cowboy boots scattered across a meadow. Time your visit for market days, when the town square hosts one of Texas's oldest and largest outdoor markets. Number 6. Gonzales. Located in south-central Texas, with a population of about 7,600, Gonzales proudly claims its place as the Lexington of Texas. What's truly fascinating about this town? It's where the Texas Revolution began, when local settlers refused to return a small cannon to Mexican authorities, flying a flag with the now famous phrase, "Come and take it." That original cannon, thought to be lost for generations, was rediscovered buried in a creek bed in 1936. Visit the Gonzales Memorial Museum to see this legendary piece of Texas history. The town's perfectly preserved downtown square features buildings dating to the 1800s. And don't miss Pioneer Village, where authentic log cabins and a blacksmith shop demonstrate life during the Republic of Texas era. Number 5. Jefferson. With about 2,000 residents and more than 70 historic landmarks, Jefferson in East Texas was once the state's busiest port despite being 170 miles inland. The most remarkable fact: in the 1870s, Jefferson was Texas's gateway to the world, thanks to a unique series of lakes, rivers, and bayous that made it navigable all the way to New Orleans. When you visit, take a ride on the last remaining steam-powered paddle wheeler in Texas as it travels the same waterways once used by 19th century steamboats. Jefferson's historic district features Texas's first ice cream parlor and the Excelsior House Hotel, where Oscar Wilde and Ulysses S. Grant both stayed, their guest books bearing the original signatures. Number 4. Round Top. With a permanent population of just 90 residents, Round Top might be the smallest incorporated town in Texas. What makes this tiny hamlet extraordinary? Twice a year, it hosts the largest antique fair in the United States, when over 100,000 visitors and dealers from around the world transform pastures into a sprawling market of treasures. The most unexpected cultural attraction, Festival Hill, a world-class concert hall and music institute, where internationally renowned classical musicians perform in a town so small it doesn't have a traffic light. While in Round Top, visit Royer's Cafe for their famous pie and explore the historic Windale Complex, where Shakespeare plays have been performed in a 19th century barn since 1970. We've reached the top 3 small towns in Texas. These final 3 destinations truly represent the most exceptional places the Lone Star State has to offer. Let's discover what makes them so special. Number 3. Granbury. Situated around Lake Granbury southwest of Fort Worth, this charming town of about 10,000 has one of the best preserved 19th century town squares in America. What makes Granbury truly fascinating? It's the final resting place of Jesse James, or is it? Local legend insists the famous outlaw faked his death and lived his final years here under an alias, with a grave in the local cemetery purported to contain his remains. The controversy continues to this day, with descendants from both sides still arguing over DNA testing. While pondering this historical mystery, catch a show at the restored 1886 Granbury Opera House. Shop in buildings that once housed frontier saloons and cool off at City Beach, the only natural sand beach on a lake in Texas. Number 2. Bandera. Known as the cowboy capital of the world, Bandera sits in the hill country with about 900 residents. What makes this town extraordinary is that modern-day cowboys still ride their horses down Main Street and hitch them outside local saloons, not as a tourist show, but as their actual mode of transportation. The most authentic experience. Stay at one of the surrounding dude ranches, many operated by the same families for generations, where you can learn to rope and ride from genuine Texas cowboys. Don't miss the Frontier Times Museum with its eclectic collection of cowboy memorabilia, or Archie Blues Silver Dollar, a subterranean honky-tonk where Hank Williams once performed and cowboys still dance. And now, we've reached Texas's most exceptional small town, a place that combines fascinating history, natural beauty, and a perfectly preserved glimpse into Texas's past that makes it truly one of a kind. Number 1. Lockhart. Located 30 miles south of Austin, with about 14,000 residents, Lockhart is indisputably the barbecue capital of Texas, a title officially recognized by the Texas legislature. What makes this town truly remarkable isn't just having 4 legendary barbecue establishments within a few blocks of each other, but the fact that these smokehouses, Black's, Cruz Market, Smitty's, and Chisholm Trail, have been perfecting their craft for more than a century, with recipes and techniques passed down through generations. The most fascinating aspect of Lockhart? Its imposing granite courthouse, built in 1894, is widely considered the most beautiful in Texas and has appeared in dozens of movies and TV shows. The courthouse's unique 3-story central atrium creates natural air conditioning through ingenious 19th century design. Beyond barbecue, explore Lockhart State Park, created by the Civilian Conservation Corps in the 1930s, featuring stone structures built by hand during the Great Depression. There you have it, Texas's 15 most fascinating small towns, each with stories and attractions you won't find anywhere else. Are you from Texas? Have you visited any of these towns? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more hidden gems from across America, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next countdown. Thanks for watching.